Tucson again. I am Topherspin. We are watching Topherspin Meteorites, the leading educator on YouTube for meteorites. I am super pumped today, stopping in with a friend and someone, a company that we've probably heard of, you guys have heard of before. I definitely knew them before I got in the meteorite trade. They are the preeminent name in meteorites. Aerolite Meteorites here in Tucson. We're going to go live with them, look at some of their beautiful stuff. We have Elizabeth, the president and co-owner, and she's going to be telling us about all kinds of cool stuff she has here, as well as activities that they do out in the desert looking for meteorites. So let's go in. There she is. Hi. I think we're doing it this way rather than this way today. It wouldn't let me do it. Yeah. I am so happy that you invited me to come and do a live with you. Aerolite is one of our silver sponsors for the Meteorite Mansion, and we truly appreciate it. So thank you very much. We're really enjoying it. I'm just overwhelmed with, look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful room. Everyone say hi to Steve though. I'm going to, I know that I'd like to hear some about the meteorite adventures you have planned. Sure. I'm just going to start filming a little bit of this just so I can figure out what we want to do here. But I would love to hear about the trips in the desert and where that desert is.
Yeah, Rainer, do you want to come talk about meteorite adventures a moment?
So this is a eucrite, and I believe this is the one that it looks like a lunar basically, but it's not. It's beautiful. I cannot wait till we get to the cabinet. That one right there. There is a golden palisite in there. A golden iron? Golden palisite, right? Yeah, golden palisite. I haven't even seen it yet. I saw it on a video yesterday, and I knew I had to come to Aerolite to check it out in person. So wait for that. It's that case right there. Ooh, some Martians up here.
You want to talk about meteorite adventures while Topher walking around?
Yeah. This is Wolf. Rainer,
aka Wolf.
Yeah. Yeah. Here,
can
you hold that for me? Yeah. So, what? You actually take people out in the desert to hunt for meteorites?
Yes.
Where?
So we do a training in the Benson area.
Okay. Benson, Arizona.
So what we'll do is we'll take people out and we'll teach them. They get to touch all kinds of meteorites. They get to learn what they look like, and then we take them out to a seeded field. Because just going out to just find meteorites by themselves is difficult just by itself.
Very daunting.
So we seed the field, and then we teach them to hunt by eye. We teach them to hunt by a metal detector.
Do they have to have their own metal detector?
No.
Really?
We also provide those. We have several of ours over there, and then so we'll teach them to use metal detectors, hunt by eye, how to recognize them, and usually everybody finds something at the training.
Cool. Wow.
And then we'll go to different fields, known fields around the area. So we've got one in Arizona scheduled in March. We've got.
Dude, we're gonna give you the coordinates in 5 minutes, guys.
It's the top secret stuff. We have one in Nevada scheduled in April.
Oh, cool.
And then we're gonna be doing Colorado, I think, is in June.
Oh, wow.
And we have our trainings in March, April, and December. So we try to do it when the weather's not really hot.
So if you're an outsider, a rock hound, if you're interested in meteorites, or you're just looking for a cool adventure, if you've never, I guess you can buy this and give it as a gift to someone. It would be amazing to have a gift of a meteorite experience. That's what I do at the Meteorite Mansion. It's a meteorite experience with some really cool people and learning how to do it from the pros. So you've been hunting for 25 years, haven't you?
We've been in the business 25 years.
Okay.
I've been successfully hunting for 7 and hunting for 14, but I didn't always find things at the beginning.
Yeah. I'm really glad you said it that way. I'll get back to you in one second.
You're good.
But I appreciate. We're gonna be we're helter skelter, okay? We're helter skelter.
You can't miss me.
I'm really glad that you brought that up. That you are a successful hunter for 7 years, but an active hunter for twice as long.
Twice as long. Well, I hunted with my sister, and she said it's over there, and no, I can't count that because she kept helping me. But they're extremely difficult to find.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
It took me a long time, a lot of wrongs, and a lot of really disappointing things until I finally found one. But then it was 4 kilos and it was by eye. So and then I walked and found, and the best part was Jeff and my sister were there and walked over it. So I found a 4 kilo stone and then a 1
Are
kilo.
you serious that they walked
Right
over?
Yeah.
Oh
The day that I found something, they found nothing. So
that is fantastic. Yeah, stick it in their face.
It was called. I got to help name. It's called Old Camp Wash. It was a cold find. Nobody knew about it prior to that. So I got to help name it. So it's kind of cool.
On this meteorite adventure, I have a question for you because I just hunted the quartzite fall here in Arizona. It came down on the 29th or 30th of December, and I went out there. I was able to hunt it with Chris Monk of Rocks on the Ground, another one of our sponsors, and we got hosed. We got nothing. There's only been 6 rocks found. If they find more, could that be one of the locations of your meteorite hunt since it's
who knows?
Really close?
We don't disclose where we go until people book the trips. Because we have people show up in the field.
Yeah. Awesome.
But maybe.
Look at this. Thank you very much, my cameraman, Dr. Ralph.
Thank you, Dr. Ralph. All sorts of meteorite jewelry. There's moon in there with Gideon. There's beads. There's moldavite. And then there's just slices of different meteorites.
Wow. Yeah. And this is. I'm gonna go out on a ledge here and say this is the good stuff. This is silver. This is not gonna be all tarnished and.
We have some that are silver. We have some that are gold. We have
that is cool. Gideon in there. Hopefully there it goes. Now you can see it flashing. Wow. Yeah, definitely some nice presents for your wife, for your husband, for anyone.
Yeah, that one's.
Oh, dude.
Pretty spectacular. I'm impressed with what
Yeah, these are.
come up with, you know?
That is beautiful.
And we have a moon ring here.
I don't think I would wear this. One's not my style, but oh, that's cool. Oh, with Gibeon in it too?
Yeah.
The Gibeon, it looks like the moon. I finally see it now. That's freaking
Gibeon
cool.
looks like the moon, but they also do stardust, so there's like meteorite shavings in the other part.
Oh, that's bad. That's so cool. You have a really nice collection of tektites and impactites over here, and that's a little bit of a weak point for me. So maybe I can rely on you to take us through this cabinet, if you don't mind.
I think we can start with. Where do you want to start? I think everybody knows.
You're the boss.
Oh,
You're the boss.
Wow.
Well, everyone knows moldavite.
Yeah.
But everyone has seen fake moldavite. But these are beautiful ones.
Thank you. So I can always tell moldavite because it has a sound.
Oh, okay.
And the cheap stuff, it's like plastic, so it doesn't. People think that you can tell by the clarity or I don't know, kind of how translucent it is, but mostly I can hear moldavite.
That's wild. It does have it clicks on my ring. It does have a particular. This is a beautiful.
So it's glass, you know. Moldavite is glass. All impactites are glass, or like Insta-rock. That's what I call them. They are the unsung heroes, in my opinion. They were just earth rock minding its business until it was forever altered by giant meteorite. You know.
The moldavite is actually terrestrial material.
Yes.
That's been impacted, and the energy has transformed it into this glass.
Yep, the silica rained up, melted together, and formed and landed as a glass. The moldavite ranged 250 miles from the Reese crater to where it was found, and the Reese crater is actually like built out of a lot of the glass, which is wild.
That is
so there's
cool.
a whole town, there, including a church. The Nininger tektites are kind of cool because they're from the Philippines.
Oh yeah.
And I appreciate that Nininger went to Vietnam and picked up a bunch of different tektites. And then he and his wife Addie, who they cut her head off, which is obnoxious.
Yeah, how rude.
He and his wife Addie collected all of these and painted the numbers. So we think maybe some of these he's painting or in the photo, but we also got some
God.
collection notes with these, which is cool.
You know, I don't have a single 900 piece at all.
Well, you know, sir, you do now. That's yours.
Are you freaking serious?
Always. You don't have
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I squirted. Unbelievable. I've wanted a 9-year piece for so long. You are so badass. Thank you very much.
appreciate you.
Wow.
I really appreciate that you come in here. You allowed us to be involved. I appreciate all the education that you do.
Yeah, that's a big
and,
thing.
You and I have been friends a long
Yeah.
time, and I realize that there's like meteorite competition, and I
No,
don't believe
yeah.
in that. So
Exactly.
I just want to support you, and I think you're dope.
I love it. Thank you very much. If I wasn't filming, we'd be hugging right now. This is. Let me see here.
I love Libyan desert glass because Tutankhamun had a scarab carved with desert glass in his breastplate. And so even the ancient Egyptians knew that it was super solid. He also had daggers out of meteorite knives. So
they recognized at that time back then that it was unique.
And there was a mystery to where the crater was, but they analyzed the streaks in some of the desert glass. The streaks are carbonaceous chondrite. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So not all desert glass has the streaks, but all desert glass looks smooth like this because it was sandblasted, if you will, in the Libyan desert.
Yeah.
And this crater, well, I guess that's not a crater, it's where they found it. It's like in this little valley it's really weird. It's like 4 miles
really
wide.
weird.
I know. it's like 4 miles deep, and it's just kind of like a U shape. So you could walk on it not even
know.
there.
Wow.
And it takes 8 days to travel there by camel. So that's why there's not a lot of it. It wasn't seen for a long time, but I guess more of it came out. But they didn't know how the Libyan desert glass was formed until they looked at the streaks in some of them.
Again, you're more of an expert on tektites and impactites than I am. I heard a scientific rumor, and I'm looking for you to either bunk or debunk it. Tektites sometimes are hit with such energy that they are ejected off the planet, leave the atmosphere, and then re-enter.
Yes. And they did a test back in the, I think it was the 50s, don't quote me on that, on the desert glass to see what temperature the silica, the sand, needed to be melted to. And it was like 3,000 degrees, like 3,200 degrees Fahrenheit to melt it.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Okay, I'm gonna add another one in here. I also heard that a crater on the ground. I didn't hear about the crater, but
it's not like a crater.
Yeah.
It's just this weird valley.
You know why?
Underground.
Because what I've heard, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, that it was an air blast.
So they do. They think that it's mostly made by the air blast because there wasn't an actual crater. And I'll talk about more craters when we get over to Sokotoland.
Nice. I want to show off this green one, right?
Yeah, because some of them are green and other ones are clear and other ones are milky colored. So it's very strange.
That talks to the terrestrial material that was being vaporized and turned into glass.
So different chemicals and different minerals make up different colors, and then moldavite was buried underground and carved by water, and the Libyan desert glass was carved by sand. And then we have Wobar, which I'm excited to talk about because I don't know how much time we have.
Oh, we have all the time in the world.
Well, I thought you had like an hour.
For you, I have all the time in the world.
Well, you're the best. I was pretty excited because the finder of this material walked into our gem show and he was holding a piece. He said, "Do you know what this is?" And I said, "Yes, sir. That's Wobar." And he was like, "Oh my gosh, you know?"
Yeah.
He said, I've sold very little of this, and he told me like 25.9 grams went here, and another one went into a museum, and then there was one more bucket that went out. So at the time, this is him and his son in the 1990s. I got all of his photos, all of his stuff from when he was selling. So this is all of the actual finders. And his literal pictures, like when we used to take them with cameras, you know, and print them. So there they are, hunting the crater field. And the reason that Wobar is special, one, the Sultan there isn't letting anybody in. Two, the crater is just being covered by sand. So we're not actually sure how much longer the crater and all of these are going to be there.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
You can just see the sand dune. It's starting to cover them over. So these are the finds, his finds.
Wow. Now, with the Wobar, it's in Egypt?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, okay. Well, if I just read that right there, Saudi Arabia. There's a few different things. I'm just going to point these out on the camera here, and then, because some people, like, with Walmart, there is more than one thing to collect.
Yes, and I'll talk about that because I have it.
Awesome.
So here's the main mast, right? This big oriented beauty that now sits in the in the museum there. So that's a big oriented
Yeah.
mass. And it was an iron meteorite.
Did they call that the camelback or something like? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's
Maybe
Gebel, I
don't
think.
know.
Sorry. Yeah.
So Wabash got me because you know how the meteorites terrestrialize over time and weather, and then they look like Wolf Creek, like
Yeah. Gnarly.
yeah.
Yeah.
When Wabash struck, you could find the weathered ones directly next to the whole irons. And they dated it at 12,000 years. So not really old enough,
Yeah.
like Wolf Creek's over 3,000 years
Yeah.
old. So these are the weathered kind of popped. So now that's an iron meteorite. But it exploded, so like heat and pressure.
Yeah. Moisture got in there and just tore it apart.
But I mean, it's not old enough to be moisture.
Yeah,
So you
okay.
get irons right next to the popped
Wow.
bar.
Yeah.
So what they think is pressure.
I'm not gonna say yes or no.
Pressure modified them instead of like weathering,
Wow.
traditional weathering. But obviously nobody knows. But this is one of the only craters that you have both the irons and that. So that's the iron meteorite.
That's freaking way cool.
Yeah, and then you can find. So this is the Wabar. How's your kneeling?
I'm good.
and stuff? Okay.
Yep. Wabar glass. Is that what they? Or
Yeah, this is an impactite. So this is the limestone layer is white, and the sandstone layer is the black part. And so you can see where it was like molten and gas was pushing out. So it's like frozen in time. It's like molten movement
I
frozen
love
in
it.
time, you know?
I absolutely love the way you describe that because that's exactly what I say. It's frozen in space and time, exactly
Yeah.
how poof, and is that how it is?
Yeah. So it was you could tell with Wabar the bits of the sandstone and how they adhered.
Wow.
And then some of the Wabar pieces have bits of the iron meteorite in them.
That is super cool. That's
So here. This
is that
one.
what I have one?
Isn't that wild?
That's like a whole glass bomb. Definitely see the vesicles. That's obviously caused by the rapid cooling of this material, the expansion and cooling of it as it is ejected.
Let's try to see if any of these have the little
And-
residue, but I don't know. Oh, look at that. It was just a
Oh,
little
wow.
it's a wild piece. I mean, that one really looks
Geez, this
molten.
weighs like 5 ounces or 5 grams. You figured it'd be a lot heavier. It's freaking hollow.
Oh, there it is.
Oh man, yep. Holy crud! In the middle of this is really light glass. It's airy. It's very bubbly, and then right there you have a piece of meteorite melted.
Lodged in it.
That's
Like,
badass.
oxidizing inside of it, which is cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Wobar is my favorite. It's the unsung hero, you know.
Are most of the items that we're going to see in here, or pretty much everything, are they listed on your webpage?
They are not.
Okay.
I bring
Wow.
totally different
This is-
stuff to the show.
That is awesome because I saw something over here that was marked down $1,000.
Also not on the website.
This
I've
is
been
like
carrying it around for a while and decided, every show I gotta give thanks, and I'm just honored to
Yeah.
do this. And it doesn't matter if people spend $1 or $1,000.
yeah, and that was another thing that another point that you definitely wanted me to make, or my wife told me to make, is that you don't cater only to established big dollar collectors. You have everything from $1 to whatever.
Yeah, we have these little stones. They're $1. And
100%
we have
legitimate.
irons. Yeah, these are all Agudal from $1.
Oh,
and every single thing on our table here is under $100.
This whole table is like the kids' table. You can have your kids come here and go shopping and actually not break the bank.
And they can dig too. We have
Yeah,
a dig right there.
if I was a kid, if I knew when I was a kid that meteorites were available, I'd be digging through that thing.
Yeah, that's why we do this. I had a gentleman come in the other day. He goes, I don't know if you remember me. I was in here 10 years ago, and I'm like, wow. He said, my son just got married, and because of you, he has meteorite in his wedding ring. He was a kid, and we handed him a piece of the moon and a piece of Mars, and he blew his mind, and it opened up this whole avenue.
Well
for him.
done.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's
why
awesome.
we're here.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
here for that. We're here
I
for
was
the
at a rock
excitement.
show one time, and these 13-year-old girls were listening to my pitch, whatever, and they walked away and they came back a little bit later, and I heard them talking to their other friend, like, why can't that guy be our science teacher?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, score!
Yeah, why can't
Yeah,
you be,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. You got to get excited and bring excitement about it. I do want to look at
Yeah,
the
let's go, come on.
cases.
Let's
Let
go.
me just take a little. This is the
Under 200 table.
under $200. Look,
Or
we
under
can
100 really.
under 100, under 200. If you buy two, it's under 200 still. Little Muniana Lustas from
Canyon,
Sweden.
everybody asked for Canyon. Sokotolan shrapnels, where you at? We have
Sokotolan,
Munilusta and Sinchon
Agudal. Yeah, really good offering here. Really nice. Like, here you go.
little tiny gold bases.
Gold basin from my backyard, basically. A little $7 meteorite. If you don't have a kid that you want to impress and inspire for $7, well, shame on you. Let's look
And we
at.
have the slices, and everything's marked a little bit down from our website here, so we don't, things are
Now-
a little bit discounted.
Now I noticed on a lot of these, there's names.
Yes,
Sokotolan, that's a witness fall from Russia.
yes,
When we see this here, it just says chondrite.
yes.
Why's that?
Good question. Are you actually asking me that? Or are you
Mm-hmm. No.
just saying it?
I'm setting you up.
Well, fortunately, the Moroccans are super good meteorite hunters, and there's so many, just stones found in the desert because it's an arid region, so they don't weather as much.
Yep.
Like all meteorites have some kind of metal, except the super rare ones, but we're not finding those anywhere else. And they just lay on top of the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Moroccans are nomadic, and so they're constantly moving. Most
Turning
of
up
them,
new places,
right? And they are really amazing collectors. So I went to
Mm-hmm.
Morocco and I felt like a princess there. I didn't think I could come back because they were like, "Oh my gosh, it's Aerolite Elizabeth!"
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh,
You
how do
are-
you know me?
Aerolite is a big name. You guys have been around for a long time. The total 100%. Would you please? Yeah. You're going to sit down, but you don't need to sit down. I was just telling. Aerolite's been in business for 25 years. You're now running the place, basically. Jeff, screw off. She's running the place. She's the woman at the helm, and this is really nice. I like this.
You're slower.
This feels more comfortable than your 22nd Street place.
That's
and
why we moved.
And I know that was an expensive place. So by coming here to a smaller place, you're actually able to get better prices. I saw some prices over there. You had this thing marked there $1,000. Can we grab that?
Yeah.
I'm jonesing to see this now.
And it's not a reflection of not being the 22nd that puts the prices where they are. 22nd did an amazing job of pumping.
I didn't mean to badmouth them.
No, 60,000 people. I lost the ability to have conversations. And I appreciate them. I had a great run. We were there 6 years, and this is just more intimate. So
This is.
it was just really the customers driving me to come here. And I don't think that there's competition. I don't think that there's scarcity. And I really love this community, and I try to make space rocks available to everybody. And if I can, then we do what we can. This is our gem show deal.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, when I knew that Aerolite was going to be one of my sponsors, I'm blown away because I've only been in the game 6 years or so. I've accomplished a lot, and I'm very dedicated to it.
And you're also, we're not origin, you're hard into education. That's why we support you.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
So I'll do a plug. Patreon.com/Topherspin.
Yes.
There you go.
You gotta go follow this guy. I watch his weekly whole life. Yes, I do. I listen to it. I go to sleep early, so I'm not in it, but I always listen.
I'm thinking about putting them out more often as
Great.
audio only. So people can podcast when they're jogging or whatever. They don't have to be staring at my ugly face.
I like the face and the laugh.
That laugh, holy crap. Edit that out, would you please? Stop it. I knew you were going to do this to me. I fucking knew she'd do it. Bring it down. We need you at a 6. Look at this. This is the one that I was showing on, that I was saying it. Yeah, I'm not helping you out in any way, am I? Yeah. That one is super interesting.
How do people purchase it? How do we tell them if they message me, email me?
Yeah,
Or,
anything that you guys, you tell us.
yeah, and also, is there comments that we can answer? Because
Yeah,
I love that.
we should take a break and look at the comments as well.
Okay, so this one is Simchan, and Simchan, originally they thought that it was a siderite, meaning, let me get one, hold on, let me get a bigger one.
Because the first couple stones they found were metal rather than
With olivine, so
Yeah.
this is what's known as a siderite, so it's a iron meteorite, right? But later finds were all palisite, so they ended up having to reclassify Simchan, and this is what's known as a transitional piece. So you can see the kind of the boundary, right, from the core to the core mantle. So you get two. You get some of the siderites, or some that are all olivine, and then some of these that are transitional. So this one's polished on one side and patterned etched on the other, and it's retailed at $15.25, and for the show it's $600.
600. How many grams is this? I may be grabbing it. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is really beautiful, and it does have translucency.
125 grams.
125 grams. This is okay, guys. I'm going to show you this. That's not it. That's the 10. Yeah, this one right here. $1,000 off. $600. This is the show special, I believe.
It is.
If anyone wants to
look at
purchase.
Look at some of these gemmy ones with the. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Let's talk about how you can get these in your pocket. In the comments, you can drop a message to Elizabeth. We're going to be reading the comments in a second. We also have Mel that can probably...
Yeah, Mel's doing it.
Okay.
She could live comment. I don't know if people wanted to shop or what your intention was.
Well, I wanted people to know exactly who you are, how awesome you are, how much cool stuff you have,
Thank you.
and then we need to let them know that they can get a hold of you on your web page.
They can email. They can. We turned off our private messaging on Facebook because of all the nonsense.
Yes.
I just can't filter through.
I know.
So sales@aerolite.org is our email to purchase, and we'll go. We typically. This is Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
She's our whole sales department, and she will answer emails as they come in and with a timestamp. So it's kind of. So if they wanted to purchase something, we're hustling and putting things in the back, and she's shipping every day.
Really?
Yep,
Very
the
good.
ship.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ship every day. My phone is on me.
Nice.
Always all the time.
And this is how you spell Aerolite here. Can you show them? That's her email address. You guys can email Melissa. She's at her computer right now.
Yep.
Sales@aerolite.org.
So you just
start
say-
looking at 6 a.m.
Yep.
So
And
let me know.
keep in mind, it's a .org, not a .com. So
She goes to she wakes up and goes to the gym, and then starts shipping at 6 o'clock in the
Wow.
morning, and then by the time we get out of here at 6 o'clock at night, and she's shipping at 8 o'clock at night. So I'll turn the show
Dedicated.
for 3 weeks. Yeah, for real.
that's freaking awesome.
For
This,
the customers, it's for the people.
yeah, we got to get it in their hands as quick as possible. Wow, stunning.
I got the live on my phone though too, so I can see.
Oh, nice.
Oh, great. Is anybody saying anything? I love comments.
Yeah, my wife gives me a hard time that
Look at this one here.
I should be reading comments a lot more than I am.
Simchan.
Oh my God. Oh, okay, guys. Elizabeth was talking about transitional slice earlier. I don't even know what you'd call this. This is freaking cosmic art. Unbelievable. Look at that concentration of metal. And then over on this side, it's basically 100% olivine in that huge pocket right there. Tiny little matrix.
Green. I love it.
Oh my God. Wow. It looks good on you. Wow.
I'll bring out the 9 kilo for you.
Oh yeah. This is a beautiful piece of Ceracho. They have it prepped really super well. Look at the shine on that. Beautiful olivines, and hardly any are popped out. It's really hard to get a nice piece of Ceracho like that. Cut that thin without them popping out. Oh.
You're gonna want to two-hand that. You want to give him the camera?
Wow. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that's a nice heft.
It's like almost 20 pounds.
Oh my God. This is why I love coming to Tucson, and I love people like Aerolite and Elizabeth. There's no way in the world I should be holding this. I'm a nobody.
You're not. Would you stop it? You're really not.
This
though.
is
You're really
not worthy of us.
not worthy of any of us.
I know.
Honestly.
It's freaking amazing. Look at this little inclusion right here. Schreiber site with a little, probably trollate around it. I don't know. Wow. You do have some nice olivines in here, some yellow, gold.
You love your pallasites, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I bought a nice albin last night.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Look at the outside of that.
Here.
Are those flowing?
I don't think so. I don't think so
All right.
because of every wave.
This is when he has to pass it off to someone stronger. We have a sphere, a Semchen sphere. Yeah, that meteorite was sharp. Wow. There is so much cutting loss to get a sphere, but when they turn out like this, it's got to be worth it. Wow. That is freaking amazing. Thank you, sir.
And we also have a snow meteorite sphere. It's in the T's over here. It's called Saurus. I put everything in alphabetical order.
Oh, did you?
The meteorites. In the
Nice.
cabinets, when people ask me, I know where it is.
It's hard because is it a witness fall or is it a carbonaceous? You know what I mean?
Did you see this big bad boy?
Oh, wow. We are not going in the order I wanted to go in, but that's perfect because I love getting distracted. Look at this. So this is
869.
a very well-known, famous, and extremely affordable meteorite. I'm going to focus on that so you guys can read that at home. There is a crap ton of this available, and it's a beautiful meteorite.
Yeah, it's like blue.
It's an L3-6, I think.
I think so.
So it has class and matrix in it in the L3, L4, L5, and or L6 in each stone. And it's extremely affordable. Oh, a little patch of fusion crust.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, not little either. Oh, these little rags. Beautiful ragmaglyphs, little wind divots.
You talked about the golden palisite, so you have to take it
Oh!
out. Then you can move on to the
It's-
stones if you want.
It's golden palisite time. As he wipes his hand clean. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Unbelievable. The tint on it is extreme. The olivines do look golden. Look at that pocket in there. Look at that. Oh. This is an absolute piece of art. 100% on this one. Look at the olivines in there. The right circumstances had to go down for this to get the patina on it that it has, which is remarkable.
I love your enthusiasm for space rocks.
This is wow. So it's unclassified palisade, golden
Yes.
palisade. No one wants to. I wouldn't cut it either. Wow. And this is on special too, isn't it? I saw it.
The one around it, but not that one.
Oh.
I have a 10023, which is
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
classified.
The anomalous one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. That one would have to go on a rotating stand for sure. But you got to show off the bottom of it too. That'd be my problem with this. I wouldn't know how to display it, so I'd have to change
that's
it
cool
up
because-
every
yeah,
day.
you have to
Every
change
day.
it
That's great. Oh my goodness.
You want to go to the stones?
Yeah.
You love the palisades.
Yeah. Well,
That's the 10023.
I can't help when they're backlit and they're calling my camera. Look at that. It's backlit for me. All right. You're in charge.
Yeah, we'll run. This is our, so we have a bunch of shirts. I don't know. We've made shirts with moon and Mars dust. So we have these, they're really comfortable too, these hoodies. And we brought the orange ink down to the t-shirt printer and he mixed Martian dust in it and screen printed it.
Really?
So there's Mars dust in the orange. And this is the moon. We have moon shirts and hoodies, and the same thing. All of the white has moon dust, and I videoed it and put it on YouTube.
That is freaking
just in case
cool.
anyone was like, you didn't do it.
You guys do have your own YouTube channel.
We do.
Yeah.
Aerolite is starting its own YouTube channel. It was under Jeff Knockin. So the T-shirt one I think is under Jeff's, which is GEOFF. But Jeff we were building his YouTube channel, so he has like 8,000 followers, and Aerolite has like 50. So we just started a separate Aerolite one because he's got all of the Meteorite Men and all the television that he's done. So we're trying to do like just Aerolite stuff.
Well, then all my subscribers right now, you should go over to, when this video is over, not now, go over to Aerolite on YouTube and give him a subscribe.
Because once we get past a certain amount, we can go live.
Yeah. If you want them doing this next year instead of me, no. You can't get rid of me. No, but
And I don't
seriously,
go live as much as you, and
go out
content.
to YouTube and subscribe to the Aerolite channel, and go out to Facebook and follow them there. And you can reach out to them on Facebook to actually get in touch with Mel or Elizabeth or Wolfie. But the girls will take care of you as far as the sales go. There's
a really
Kick Rocks.
Yeah, it's a cool way of
1970s
talking.
style or something, 80s, 70s.
You know? With the 80s colors
Yes.
too, the weird Kelly green and the banana yellow. And then we have a Tucson gem show shirt.
King of the gem shows, and it is.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
So we have Kick Rocks in the blue, and then we have women's and men's sizes, and then we also have the baseball tees in the bright yellow.
Winter cut. Nice.
You know?
These are really nice. They're
Well,
thick.
I like a comfy thing.
Those are thick and nice. Wow.
Thank you. So here's Wolf and his Raider, whichever. He's AKA.
This is the
Meteorite Adventures.
adventures that we were talking about earlier.
Yep,
And it
and
looks
here's
like
his corner.
looks like he's actually experienced and knows what he's doing.
There you know.
He's fooling everyone.
Have you found a meteorite?
I have
Have you? Where at?
Nevada.
Nevada. Dry lakes or
It was a dry lake. I don't remember where it was.
coordinates coming soon?
And a cold find.
Cold find. Very
It
nice.
was like that big.
Oh,
Two.
dude, better than
2 of them actually.
Wow. I have 2 finds to my name. One is a gold basin 1 gram that
wow.
I had to cut into 3 pieces to get it verified. And
gosh.
and then I have a Holbrook
Wait,
that
it
I
was
found
1 gram before you cut it up?
before I cut it up.
What?
I had to see some surface. I had finally on the 3rd cut there was chondrules, and I was like, it is a meteorite, yes. But now I have this little thing with 3 little pieces in it, and like that's my first find. Yeah. Can you hold that? for me,
Yeah,
please?
please.
Tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here, man, because I came for rocks. All right, these will help me find them.
Yep. So these are our hunting kits. This is like.
Oh, thanks, Rocky.
So it has.
Oh, thank you, Betty.
A rare earth magnet. It's got scale, logbook. Can't think of what that's called now.
Loop.
Loop.
And it's a 60 time loop, and it has a black light, so it has currency detection on
very
it.
cool.
It's actually pretty cool. And you got your meteorite logbook and your first aid kit and a scale, and then you get this cool pack.
And then it has. I mean, these things are great because they just.
That looks so useful for Tucson, let
Oh.
alone
Yeah.
rock hunting, man.
Yeah, you just carry it around.
Melissa just turned back on the comments for the Aerolite Facebook page because they're flooding through.
Oh.
And so any of you that would like to message Melissa, you can go to the Aerolite Facebook page and type while you're watching the YouTube.
But
She's answering them live.
They're small and convenient, and you can carry more. They expand out, so you can carry water bottles.
You saw my man bag. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not ashamed to carry a bag. This is really nice. I like it.
And this one, with the right setup, I believe, would actually strap to your belt and then hook to your thigh.
Yeah.
So my background's in logistics and security. Is one of my backgrounds. So I plan the trips and pick the bags and things like that. And plan, make sure everybody's safe.
Smoke bombs
Make
and
sure everybody's
walkie-talkies.
safe.
He's your tech guy.
That's my number one thing is to make sure everybody's safe.
That's awesome.
So,
Well, this is super cool. I think I may want to join you guys on one of your adventures.
Please.
I have a Gold Bug 3 or Gold Bug 2 or whatever, and I need to find a meteorite.
Great, you wanna come?
Yeah, I
Great.
think.
Are
I
you
think-
busy March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd?
Not
Or
now.
April?
I
Yeah.
can quit. I can quit my job. I don't care.
You
I
can
don't,
come.
I don't like bills anyway. I'm not going to pay them anymore.
We can take you out.
I would love to because, like I said, I've only found 2 meteors in my life. I'm not healthy enough to go hunting all the time. But if I have a crew that can take me there,
We will take you.
and
You don't have
people
to
who
be
are
healthy.
knowledgeable,
Yep, we have 82-year-olds
That's
that
why we
come.
do what we do, because we want everybody to be able to come out and experience hunting. It's not just for those that are there or anything else.
It's for
It's for
disabled.
everybody.
Yeah.
We actually had our Marissa's coming,
Yes.
and she was out there in a power wheelchair. I don't know if she was.
We
with you
put
with
on
your-
a whole hunt, but she couldn't unfortunately make it. But we took somebody in crutches and somebody in a walker and a gentleman right now who has Parkinson's to Morocco, and
That's
everybody found
amazing.
rocks. So that's what we're about.
With meteorites, it's super cool of a hobby because if you want to be into it like a physical man, going out there and hunting and camping and doing that, that's your bag. If you want to sit behind a microscope and log things, that's your bag. If you want to look at jewelry, make jewelry out of it, or if you want to cut and polish your own things, if you want to etch them, however you want to be involved in this hobby, you can.
Yes.
Whatever your interest is within meteorites. If you're interested in chemistry, or if you're literally wanting to track them from space, we actually have friends who have asteroids named after them because that's what they do. So,
And one most important part, Mel, would you come over for a moment, please?
VIP entering, VIP.
I think this is honestly the most important part.
Okay.
I'm going to have Melissa talk about it because she's very eloquent when she speaks, and she doesn't speak very much. Could you please, we were talking about how important meteorites are for the abled and the disabled, but would you also please talk about,
Camera.
I am, would you also talk about the STEM gap?
So I write. I'm a freelance writer for a spaceflight magazine called Ad Astra. One of the topics that they have me talk about a lot is the STEM gap, and it exists here and it exists pretty much all around the world. And in layman's terms, women are not as represented in STEM as men are, obviously.
STEM is science, technology, engineering,
and mathematics.
mathematics. I was going to say medicine. Good.
Yeah, so STEM fields that includes medicine, engineering, computer software, spaceflight, meteorites, where women are underrepresented. And I was talking to Elizabeth about that the other day, and we thought it was really amazing that meteorites are such like an equalizer.
Yes.
It
Well
brings
said.
people from all walks of life together. And I never would have met Elizabeth if it weren't for meteorites. I never would have met you if it weren't for meteorites, and everybody else around here.
Yeah.
You know, there's the Russians, the Moroccans, women, men, everybody
Yeah.
is into meteorites.
Yeah. I'm actually there. I'm a member of the IMCA, and when I joined, there was like 500 people in the world, and I think 22 women or something like that, 22 or 26 out of the 500. I have 4 or 5 female IMCA members now on my Hangouts.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we try to get all male and female. We wanted everyone who was interested in becoming an IMC member. If they were coming to our Hangouts and learning week after week, I said I would gladly write you a letter of recommendation. Some people
cool.
took up on it, and yes, we now are very well represented in the
proud of
IMCA.
So we were counting, there are under 10, and I think we counted only 6, but I'm not going to say that for sure, women, hunters, dealers, and collectors that,
Yeah.
that can fit in that category around the world. So it's such a small amount, and there are
Yeah.
women doing amazing things in STEM, like Dolores Hill and Minnie at ASU, and they're just
Melinda Hudson.
Yeah, they're just the unsung
Karen Ziegler.
heroes, for sure.
Yeah,
And I mean, even Ignat's wife, you know, who's out there hunting in the dregs. So we enjoy that there's been more women hunting even with us because they feel more comfortable coming out and they're like, yeah, I love metal detecting. Speaking of which, when you come detecting with us, we have all the gear. No, we provide all the metal detectors. So, you know, and the magnets, and get everybody set up so you can just show up.
just show up ready to
Show
go
up.
and
We have
hydrated.
yeah, just bring water. And some of the hunts we can stay in hotels. Other ones are camping. And as a woman, I can guide women in the field, which is a little bit different.
Yeah.
than men.
It definitely, yeah, right on. I'm really pumped now. I think I've always seen your here you go, sir. I've always seen your adventures being posted and stuff, and I'm like, God, that looks fun.
It's so
I
much
would
fun.
do that if I had no work and more money. I would go to Morocco with you guys on your next trip
Great.
and Because there's so many.
Well, we can schedule a time.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive. And the flights to Morocco are like $700, and our adventure
And the
is
people,
not that
the
much.
people are so nice.
Oh my gosh.
And that's one thing I never would have known without being into meteorites. NWA, Northwest Africa, Morocco, Mauritania, Algeria.
A
like,
whole cabinet, and you
tho-
keep what you find.
Those people are just the nicest.
Yeah.
Most of them are the nicest people on the earth. And
Agreed.
yeah, and I would love to come. They invited me out there numerous times to stay with them wherever they are. So
And it really is that hospitable. As a woman, I thought I was going to have to cover my hair, and that they would want me to be inside. They don't feel that way. The new king, he has sisters, and a lot of the women there choose to be covered up because the men do the business and the women stay in the homes by choice, not because they're forced. And went to a very, very, very small village, and we were welcomed by literally everybody. And I think the most humbling part of our last adventure was that we were invited into a nomad's tent. And the women were cooking for us inside of their tent. They had no water, they're out in the middle of nowhere, and they literally cooked every possible thing and just gave it to us without any, like, oh, well, you owe me something.
Tit for
back.
tat, yeah.
We had food. This is a side note and super funny. We had lunch catered at the fields every day, and we were an hour and a half out, and they brought us warm french fries. I can't get DoorDash to bring me a warm pancake.
How is that possible?
I have no idea. But the tradition.
It was hot.
It was delicious. We left the camp with way more than they gave us, by the way. Everybody had lunch brought in. But the women sat with me and made tea for me, and I was just so humbled to see the experience and how they learn, how they care for the animals.
And actually sharing tea is a major thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a cultural,
It is.
almost like Asian. You know what I mean? We're Japanese tea ceremonies
Yeah.
and stuff.
And they just dig a hole and they make a small fire and they clean everything up. And so if you've wanted to adventure, our next Morocco was slated for next year. We were going to go again this March, but my son-in-law took me into the
Thanks, Mel.
I guess we're selling two of something instead of one now. If anybody is, nervous about traveling, we go as a group. We fly into one small airport, and we all meet there, and then we go into this town together. We all stay in the same place, and then we 4x4 out and back every day. And it's a little bit of a mess because we used to just get big tents and stay in the same Springfield for 5 days, but a lot of our adventurers wanted to go to different places, so we go out to different. We hunted Tarda. So I'll show you that.
Tart is a very important witness carbonaceous fall.
He's asking where we're from.
Arizona.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, thank you very much, Mikhail, for the super chat. I super appreciate it.
So here's Tarda. That's a picture of that little stone. Here's a photo I took while we were hunting the Struenfield in Morocco last year. It seems weird to say 2020 was last year.
Yeah.
So these little stones rained down in the village, and all of the people went and they were like on their hands and knees picking up the stones because they were in the bushes.
Sub-gram, yeah.
Yeah, they're all like, most of them, there was like 100-gram piece, but they're mostly sub-gram pieces. But they were putting them in their hands and it was hot because it was in August, and they disintegrated because
Oh
of
my
the sweat.
God! Just the water alone and the moisture in your hands
Which
alone.
is why this is in
Yeah.
a box. Yeah. And Rainer took the photo. He does our photography.
Good job, Rainer.
So the photo is the macro photo on the cover is of the stone.
Yeah, not just generic.
Yeah,
it's
it's
Not just
actually
a generic.
That
it
is-
that
That is
particular stone.
really super cool, and it takes a lot of extra work to do stuff like that.
thank you.
It really does. And what's cool about like buying something like this from Aerolite is obviously the name. You know it's 100% legit, but the packaging is ready to go. Even if for a new collector, if your first piece, you probably won't get tired of, but if you're a new collector, it's already ready to go out, and you can just hand it to someone. You don't even have to remember what it is. Just hand it to them, and they can read it themselves.
Yeah, we got a little bit of facts on the back. And Tarda is a CM2, and if they didn't pick it up then, we wouldn't know that it's
C2.
from...
C-
is it a C2? I
yeah,
call it
C2 ungroup.
thank you.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know that it's from a Type D asteroid, which is like outside of like Saturn. Yeah. Which is wild.
Yep.
And aqueously altered, right? So modified by water in space, which is That's why I love
I know.
Tucson. It's
Yeah.
like my favorite
Yeah.
meteorite.
Um,
So yeah,
I-
we got to go to the strea field and hunt.
I actually have a paper that was written on Tarda. I have a copy of a paper that I shouldn't have, written on Tarda, where they took all the freshest samples they could get from the Moroccans, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah, from the Moroccans that found them. And then they analyzed them for not meteorite material, but for contamination material. They wanted to know what contaminants are getting on our meteorites before they get into the lab for classification.
And what did they find? That's fascinating.
A lot of perfume, a lot of perfume. I don't know why.
Because they have,
Okay.
it's a heavy perfume kind of place.
All right. Well, lots of perfumes.
There's like no toilet paper and paper towels and things, so when you eat with your right hand and do other things with your left, and you shake with your right, you really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for eating communally with your right. You know?
That's left hand. That's a poop hand. Betty Jean,
Got mouth, too.
thank you so much for the super chat. I super appreciate it. If anyone wants to back what we're doing here, not just
Please
back,
do.
yeah, not just.
Support the hell out of Topher.
Oh,
You guys
thank
really
you.
should. I mean, the guy does all of it. Every hour of video, he spends 8 hours editing, and he never asks for anything. So yeah, absolutely support this man.
Wow.
If you like the content, I mean, look at what he's doing. So yeah,
Do what she says. She's
like,
wise.
share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Like, share,
And
subscribe.
go
all of you Aerolite
and
people who are
go to
watching.
Aerolite. Yeah.
Well,
for-
the Aerolite
Oh,
people are watching.
good,
So
yeah.
please, like Topher's page. Go watch his bolides. He's in our groups sharing stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
please.
And our hangouts on Wednesdays are interactive. If people want to join the hangouts, they can. So just reach out to me on Facebook if you're interested in joining one of our weekly hangouts.
What do you want to see? You
I
want
just-
to ungroup? Oh, look at this! I got this while we were in.
I love it. She asked me what I want to see,
And
and
then she
then
shows
won't
up.
even let me answer. I love it.
Look at.
But that's how that. Oh my. Okay.
That's why she did that.
Wow. This is definitely unbrecciated eucrite monomict with freaking 3D.
So Steve and I found that one while we were in Morocco in this like
What?
alleyway.
What?
And it was one stone. We went in on it together, and we couldn't figure out what to do with it. Like keep it whole because it was gorgeous. We didn't want to slice it thin because you couldn't see the fusion crust. So we opted to like chunk
Wedge
it
it,
up.
wedge
Just
it.
like wedge it.
Oh.
Isn't it gorgeous?
That's the best way. Look at the.
So there's very
I'm hoping my lens is picking up those flow lines coming from the top to the bottom of that piece. I'm really hoping you can see that because it's dramatic here in person.
Very little. The whole stone was like 1 or 2 kilos. I don't remember. But Steve Arnold from Meteorite Man, him and my purchased. So we have all of it.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's
really
beautiful. That white plagioclase in there. It is a beautiful, beautiful meteorite. And then you see the outside, and you're like, my God, contraction cracks. Wow. So you have a lot of vestoids, HEDs?
Yeah,
here?
that's this. Well, I just sold the eucrite, but that's this whole thing. So we have 7831 and cut.
Oh, nice. This will show super. Okay.
It's
Yeah, it's sealed.
held together on the back.
Yeah, for those that don't know, this is diagonite NWA 7831. Really super translucent material when cut thin enough. But the problem is you can see the crystal structure doesn't really allow for slicing without risk of it coming apart. So this is actually sealed on the outside. It's actually a really good seal job. That way, when it's vibrating on the saw, the thing just doesn't fall into a million pieces. But this is pure space crystals. It is absolutely gorgeous. He's loud. Wow. This is so gorgeous. Yeah. This is similar with another diagonite, Tatooine. Tatooine is actually noted in the Met Bowl as falling apart as they were taking it out. Thank you, sir. Was falling apart as they were taking it out of the ground. It was crumbling just due to the nature of what it was.
Yeah,
Oh wow, why do we have a hole in that one?
Impressive, huh?
Yeah, NWA 10514. It's a eucrite melt. No wonder why. Okay,
There's a hole in that one too.
so what caught my attention was these holes, these vesicles as we call them. This hole goes all the way through because it started there. Yeah. But the reason that we see that on this meteorite, this sample, is it's a melt. So you can see, could you hold that for me for 1 second, sir? Thank you. You see this patch right in here? This is a melt vein. When these things came together and hit in space, there's nowhere for the energy to be radiated out into space. So when a rock hits a rock in space, the energy can't escape out into the space. There's nothing for it to attach onto or radiate out of. So all the energy of that impact is internalized into both bodies. And that's transition into two things: the heat that causes melt, and shock that causes shock features, hardening of minerals, things like that. But this is a beautiful example. You can see the melt on the outside, and then when you turn it over, thank you, sir, you can see the rivers of melt on it with white plagioclase in the middle, and then because it was hit, melted, ejected, and cooled extremely rapidly, cosmically unheard of rapidly, you have these holes, these vesicles, because they literally couldn't seal up in time. It literally melted and solidified. Thank you. Solidified super quick. That's really nice. We were looking at some Jakara 001, which is another eucrite melt yesterday. Oh my, I'm gonna just dig through this drawer, I think, because we have winonites. NWA 13917. That is I'm gonna call it a high metal winonite. At first I thought it was Portales Valley. Portales Valley is an H6 from New Mexico, but it looks really like this, like not an H6. Metal, this is really super cool. The winonites are very rare classification. They are on the sliding scale close to silicated irons. And if you want more information on that, you'll have to attend one of my hangouts, or we did a little thing on that. Wow, oh, that shelf. Oh, wow. So this is an LL3. That was an achondrite, meaning without chondrules. This is a chondrite, classified as an LL3. So the chondrite obviously will be full of chondrules, and that's what you're seeing there is those little silica beads. Those are cosmic space bunnies and dust that solidified and were attracted to each other with static electricity, maybe nebular lightning, and then eventually when it got dense enough and big enough, it created its own microgravity that accreted more and more dust bunnies before a chondrule was formed. And you're going to have to look at the interview with Dr. Alan Rubin, where he goes into great detail about some of the theories of chondrule formation. This one is $410, and when you see the LL3, the 3 means pretty much perfect, means it's unchanged. The range goes from 3 to 7. 7 is highly altered from aqueous water and heat and time, and 3 is untouched. So when you look at this is a 3, and you see beautiful chondrules that size-wise and formation-wise fit into the L3 category. Now this, I was hoping to find a higher petrologic grade here. They got H7 or something, but I wanted to show you guys a comparison, but forget it. I'm in love with this. You're on your own, guys. Just Google L7. Wow, little pocket of stuff right there. But please reach out to Aerolite on Facebook and go to their webpage, aerolite.org. Please support them by buying a meteorite for yourself, for your kids, for your loved one, for your gardener, for your janitor, for your divorce lawyer.
That's a puzzle piece.
Oh,
Let's see if I can remember how to do it. Yep.
yes. Oh my God. Could you imagine finding one and then another and then realizing they fit together?
We have another one. Right.
Five.
Yeah.
Now,
And it's only missing a couple pieces because somebody stole it out of the Nomad's tent.
are you serious?
Yeah.
I hate people. Most people are. Wow.
And here's a L3 to 6. 6, 9 slices.
I'm sorry, I was reading a comment. I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that, buddy?
L3 to 6.
Oh, nice. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. This is a slice of the NWA 869 where it has L3, L4, L5, and L6 material in there. So as you look around, you're going to see varying size of chondrules and lots of metal. Wow. But you can definitely see that the chondrules are not as round and perfect and unmolested as the LL3. Wow, I have 2 more cabinets to get through, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, guys. My throat is, Allende? Oh, Abapanu. Abapanu is a witnessed fall. And what's really cool about this is it's an L3, but the scientist notes on the classification subtype it as an L3.6. So that is way more important than an L3. An L3.6 means it's not a 3, not a 4, it's in between. So they only do that for L3s. For the petrologic type 3, that's the only one that's broken down. Bassacanoe, another witness fall. Well, I think we're in the witness fall area right now. We got Chelyabinsk in the house. The most witnessed meteorite fall in Earth's history was filmed by more people and witnessed by more people than any other meteorological event that we know of. Oh, look at that.
Pieces of glass that broke.
I imported 22 windows, and that's part of my window. Yeah, I actually bought 22 windows off of my guy in Chelyabinsk City. When they broke, they put them all in the garage or basement, whatever, and they sat there ever since. And he was like, I'm moving out of my house. I need to get rid of them. I'm going to throw them. Don't throw them away. Throw them in FedEx. He's like, you Americans are crazy. You will spend money on anything. And I'm like, yeah, we will. There's the puzzle one. We call it a puzzle because obviously it's multiple pieces and it fits together. And this could be caused from 2 different reasons that I can think of right away. Number 1 is the rock as it's coming in detonates and falls into several pieces, and those pieces are plunked on the earth at different places, and they're picked up by hunters and put together. That's one way. Another way, I don't know, I can't tell, but another way would happen is the meteorite lands on the ground and actually sits there for a long enough time that water penetrates over the freezing and unfreezing constantly. The temperature changes of years and years in the arid desert will get any moisture in there and just put it down in there deep and start cracking it open and just exploiting any weakness in the rock. So that's one reason why you have something like this.
The puzzle that happened in space.
That's a space one?
You know
Nice.
how I know? Fusion crust.
There you have it. Yes.
Fusion crust. Secondary.
Oh, wow.
So for
And
those of you that don't know,
magma-crust.
a primary and secondary fusion crust. So So what Topher's talking about? How do we know that this happened the way that it did? Well, this meteorite is oriented, number one, so it all was coming through, and then it broke up in the atmosphere. How do I know that? Boom, flash burn. So that broke up on the ground, or is also affected by how it was sitting on the ground, but that right there is a little flash burn, like a sear.
And so this is a different color.
Yep.
We also call that secondary fusion crust.
So this is primary fusion crust.
You can see it's dark. This is lighter.
Here we go.
And the actual fusion crust is very nominal. The thickness of it is hardly ever approaching 1 millimeter.
But look, then this piece broke off on the ground. See?
Yes.
Isn't that wild? Because
So it broke off twice.
Yeah. So no.
Yeah. So I zoomed in all the way.
Wow. That was great.
Wow.
So secondary fusion crust broken on the ground. It's fully oriented, full puzzle, which is super
amazing.
cool. Yeah, one of a kind. You can own the whole puzzle.
And this is just a little corner right here, but look at those fluted regs. These are little wind divots.
Man, do I love a fluted reg, you know?
Yeah.
Look at this bomb.
Yeah.
Can you tell me which way this one was coming in the atmosphere?
Oh my God. Jesus.
Look at that monster.
That is crazy. Look at that rounded. Well, it's telling me to keep my phone straight up. Sorry. Whoa. That is a nose cone if I've ever seen one. Oh my God.
For something kilos? Oh, wow.
Over 4 kilos. Wow. That is beautiful. Marco Geyser, eat your heart out. Wow.
And I think the fun one in here is, when you're ready, Zach, okay.
I always get
There are 3 meteorites with purple halite crystals. Zach, Monahan's, and the CD El Habib. Did you know that?
I did. Whoa, I'm zoomed in all the way. Why? Okay, there we go.
They, fortunately, they weren't cut with water, so the salt crystals are still there. But I have all 3.
Are
and
you
I have them on hands.
Are you talking halite or hibonite? Halite. Okay.
Purple halite. The Monahans was donated to a nonprofit that I'm on the board of directors for, and it is traveling.
That is so cool.
Do you know about the Monahans meteorite?
I know of it, and I saw it at ASU, and it's amazing. But please tell me more.
Stones that fell while these kids were playing basketball, and like the whole town got involved, and the police took one, and it was really a wild story. But the parents went to court and said, no, that belongs to the kids. So they're like, no, it belongs to the city. No, it belongs to the kids. So they divided them. One stayed like with the city, and the other one went to auction. And so the kids got to distribute it.
Wow.
The proceeds from the auction.
That is so cool.
When the gentleman passed, his wife said, his widow said, I really would like it to travel around and not be in a private collection. So she donated it to a nonprofit.
That is
and it's traveled around, which is super cool, and it's on its way to Texas, which is neat.
Because there's only one of them, so it has to go around. You know what I mean?
It has to.
Yeah. You can't just have everyone in the world. That's amazing.
That's cool.
Well, tell me about this nonprofit that you're on.
It's called the Science, Arts, and Space Institute. We have a traveling dinosaur and meteorite exhibit. And we do meteorites around the world, and we blend out Martian, whatever, big meteorites, small meteorites, for a month or a year, 4 years, and I go and give talks.
Could a teacher reach out to you for any
we
peripherals
have
and stuff?
A map, a big giant Mars map that was donated by Buzz Aldrin's. He actually does Mars instead of the moon now. Which is cool. So we have a big giant Mars map that's the surface of Mars, and Aerolite donated a Martian meteorite, and there's a little packet that goes with it for the teachers. He's saying hi to you too. There's a packet that goes around to teachers, so we're writing up STEM education packets for the schools and homeschool teachers to K through 8 science requirements.
That is amazing.
Talking about how you were like, why can't you be our science teacher?
Yeah.
You can be part.
I want to talk to you about that off camera because Sue and I are coming up with a new educational line of videos, probably a set of 12 or 15 of them, all presented by kids as a kid's intro to meteorites.
I love it.
we're gonna work together
I
on that
also
for.
need to put together a Girl Scout badge. So I'm going to 350 Girl Scouts in one day.
Wow.
And they get to come to me to get their Space and Science badge. So I'm doing that in Colorado.
That's awesome.
At the Dinosaur Ridge. That's where the dinosaur tracks are. It'll be fun. Did you know that some meteorites fluoresce?
Some meteorites fooled us.
Fluoresce.
Oh yes.
This is one. I don't know if you can get it on camera.
Norton County.
You are correct, sir. It's got to be a little bit darker, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I saw.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. There we got it.
Can you guys see it? I don't know.
On this area, right? Yeah. I'll just turn. But yeah. There are.
I think it's too light, but it's this whole end.
Oh wow.
Fluoresces. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yep.
So Norton County is what's called an albright, and it actually has fusion crust. And these all came from the University. Be careful, it's very fragile. University of New Mexico, so they all have little cards with them.
And the fusion crust on these albrights is usually not the dark black fusion crust that we see on chondrites because the chemistry is different.
You know what this is?
Not yet.
Be careful, God, be careful. If you look at it, it shrinks.
I'll let you hold it.
It's called, look, it's coming off. It's called Carunculus.
Oh my God! Is that the one that they thought was poisoning people?
It did. It poisoned a little pond that the pigs were drinking out of. And it made the villagers sick, so it's in the spooky meteorites. And this one's fusion crusted.
Yes,
You don't
that's what I'm
typically see
looking
them
at.
this
I
big
know.
Because they just crumble.
It is the meteorite for sub-gram collectors because that's all you can really get in one piece.
70.
Wow.
70 grams.
Oh wow. This Caracas is Peru?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow, good job. Well done.
How'd I know?
But we have other, this is kind
Oh
of,
yeah.
but this one's fusion crusted. This is my last one. It's a gram. That's fusion crust on it.
So meteorites with a cool story that actually, interacted with the inhabitants. I mean, there was a definite.
Something in the meteorite
yeah.
that changed the water
Yeah.
that the pigs were drinking out of, and then the villagers were sick, so they cursed it.
Wow. And I've heard of meteorites being added to drinks to cure everything from AIDS to whatever. So it's really weird the cultures and the traditions, what people bring to the meteorites. Whether it's science or stories.
Did you know that they used to think it was blood and gore raining down from the skies?
Really?
And it wasn't until Legla, really.
Yep.
And if you think about that, Legla landed 200 years ago. So if people lived to 100, it's like 2 people ago.
Jeez.
So they didn't really even
Yeah.
know until Legla that they were rocks from space and
Yeah.
that you could collect them.
Yeah. There is no firmament, is there?
No. You want to talk about Clarendon? It was found by a horse.
Found by a horse.
Yeah, there was a rancher on his property, and he said that the horse reacted, and it was so we went out. We got to go out, and we helped them figure out it was a meteorite. But I mean, they knew. We didn't say this is a meteorite.
Yeah.
It's 800 pounds, and it was donated to the local university, and then we got to collect fragments when they removed the stone. So that's it. It's called Clarendon C. It's the second largest chondrite in the United States.
Second largest in the United
Yeah,
States.
and you can
Wow.
see it went to TCU, which is the mining collection, in Fort Worth.
Oh, I want to, before I log off, I want to show you the mining book over there.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're running a little long, but
Oh, yeah, we can.
I want to show you something because when I say
That's cool.
that Beth and I are friends, I'm sorry, Elizabeth and I are friends. See, I'm so friendly I can mess up her name. We were visiting ASU. Can I ask you to hold this for me, please? Decline. Mark Medina, stop calling me.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Oh no!
What did I do?
Mel got up close and personal.
I'm done for the day. We're gonna sign off. But I want to tell a real cool story about a real cool girl. You're a girl now. I was visiting Dr. Lawrence Garvey at ASU, taking a trip to the vault for the first time ever. Felt really out of my league,
Really?
and you were a friendly face, and I remember you had this book, and we were looking at it, and as soon as we get out to the car park, she immediately goes in her car, opens it up and gives me my very own one. And I'm not a huge book guy. I'm a meteorite lover. This is such an amazing book. It's $25, right?
Yep.
Yeah, $25. Oscar Moning was a very, very important man in the meteorites. And what I like best about this book is all of the correspondence. Look, this is from Odessa. It's just ridiculous. This is 1967. Just all the correspondence and how these gentlefolk talk to each other with the utmost respect.
Yes, that's
and,
what should
and
always
collaboration.
be.
The utmost respect and collaboration. And that's what
always
we're
be.
trying to exemplify here. We're trying to carry on this exemplar. So go to aerolite.org, buy one of these with your meteorite and your shirt while you're booking your adventure.
Oh my God.
We're done. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Topher.
I really appreciate you making yourself available, letting me come down here and
Always
film.
for you.
This is amazing content, and I love your team.
And we love you too. We really appreciate it. If you're an Aerolite fan, go over to Topher and support him. Kick him some money. Do something.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Unless we want another close-up of Mel.
It's like those videos, you know.